my channel. My name is Jamie and this is Candidly Chaotic, and we are back with my husband in this video today, and we are doing question time with a dad who is a part of a family that homeschools. I don't know.
We're still working on that.
We're working on that
there,
because
yeah.
he doesn't like actually do the homeschooling, but you know, he is a part of the family. So, and we had to make this a part 2 situation because the video got a little bit long. So we are just gonna pick right back up where we left off. What is your favorite part about us being a homeschool family?
I like the flexibility to be able to just like, we can still, you know, obviously we haven't been traveling much this year, like relative to COVID stuff, but like we can travel more easily and still maintain a good education schedule. And I really like that because we like to travel as we can, you know, so that's big.
One of our favorite fall trips is my husband goes salmon fishing with my dad and sometimes other people, and then I stay with my mom in the same area, separate houses because they smell like salmon. And it's like the same time every year, and so our kids would normally, like if they were in public school, I would not be able to go too, but because they're not in public school, we actually just took along my son's schoolwork and went, and it was awesome. So those are things that we'll get to do more and more when COVID goes away. Let's see, what's the hardest part? Most challenging part?
I mean, I don't even know how to answer that. I'm, like you said, I'm not really in it, I guess.
Well, but what's the most challenging part about us being a homeschool family? And it may not be a huge challenge, but like, what do you see as the most challenging? Because we have to be honest, like, to have a balanced view of something, like nothing is perfect.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, like I said, I really can't think of much in this because I'm really not the one doing it, but I would say like, what would seem to be a challenge was just like, because you're more introverted and then you're just spending a lot of time.
But like from your perspective, like
I don't have any.
Okay.
I don't.
Yay! He loves it.
Sure.
Sorry, I keep looking down. I have them all written down. What role do you take, if any, in home educating?
I really don't feel like much. I think my role is kind of to be the encourager, you know, and part of that is like I've been working from home a fair bit too, so if our son learns a new word or something's really excited,
He always comes running.
Yeah, he comes running, and I get to experience that, and then just kind of be a source of affirmation, like, oh yeah, you're doing a great job, yeah, this is so good. Or, you know, if he is getting frustrated, sometimes you come in and we talk about that, we talk about how things are hard and doesn't mean you shouldn't do them. And I think there's another thought there that just kind of slipped. I don't know what it was exactly. Oh, well, I guess it's the same sense, but like if I'm in the office or whatever, coming home and checking in on what happened at school, because I think they really value, the children really value that kind of curiosity from someone that wasn't there, and probably especially the parent figure that's not in the home with them.
You also, I really appreciate, for reading, I think that reading requires quite a bit of practice. Like if my son was in kindergarten in public school, they would teach some reading and he would come home and practice some reading. And so I think he can't do all the practice all at once at this point because it's too much.
Yeah.
So we have taken to, in the afternoon, evening time, having you read some with him. And I think that change of like person doing it with him, I think he enjoys that. And it gives, you know, some variety to how we handle it. And I think that that's beneficial.
Yeah.
Also, it's like nice to not have to do it all.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be a lot. Yeah.
But so you do that part too. What are some not just favorite things, but like advantages to homeschool? And these can be things that like you maybe did foresee or maybe were unexpected to you. Advantages.
So some advantages are like you could really, I can already kind of tell you can really let your child take whatever subjects they really find interesting and valuable, and really just push those like ridiculously far very quickly. You know,
We
and
already do
obviously,
that.
yeah,
And he's only in kindergarten.
yeah. So like obviously you still need to do the other stuff too, because all the other stuff still matters. But you can keep school fun and interesting and exciting by, you know, letting some more or dedicating more time. I'm not sure exactly how you do it, but by just pursuing some of their interests more. So that seems like a big advantage of it. Again, flexibility. I've kind of already mentioned that. Both of schedule and I think maybe of material too. You know, which would be my last point. I think that's all I could think of now.
Yeah. I mean, just a reminder, our oldest is in kindergarten. So I have, like he said, we've been homeschooling for a while, and that's because we did preschool. And like some people don't think preschool counts, but I do. The way we did it, I think it did. But our son is very young, so we'll probably, hopefully, find even more advantages as we go. What strengths do you foresee for our kids who are being homeschooled? Like, you know, as a result of being homeschooled.
Yeah. I think like one big advantage would be just like a little bit. It seems like they almost have to be more self-motivated. Like they learn to be more self-motivated. And a lot of people really don't learn that until university. And that's why a lot of people really struggle freshman year.
High school's so different than your freshman year of college.
Yeah, like honestly, I kind of coasted through high school, did really well, and then got to college and realized I had to work. I basically had to decide, like, am I going to do this seriously and as hard as I can, or should I just not do it because I'm just not doing well coasting through, you know? So yeah, like that I see is hugely beneficial because even if you don't go to university, that's a great thing to have the rest of your life.
Yeah, being self-motivated.
Yeah,
Let's
for sure.
see. What would you say to other dads who are on the fence about homeschooling? Because let's be honest, it's almost always the mom who wants to first. Not always. I have heard of some dads who want to first, but usually it's mom.
Yeah, so I guess I'm not sure how to speak to that generally. Like I know my experience, and that was kind of show me the numbers. And that might work for a certain number of men. Because that's what worked for me. But I guess I don't know. I think like, you know, I think one thing Jamie did well is like, I joked about robust conversations, but we never like argued about it. You know, it wasn't really like a problem for us. It was just like her bringing it up and wanting to talk about it earnestly, you know, versus like just this like grinding of the wheel that it could have been. So I think like your approach of graceful persistence.
You're so sweet.
Like I'm serious.
No,
I do mean it. I think that because otherwise, like me personally, I would, if you were to push at it in kind of a like an annoying manner, I would just be completely disengaged. I wouldn't really care whatsoever. And that's probably partly because of just my personality, right? But I think generally that's probably pretty common for men. So I think like approaching it, you know, being persistent about what matters to you, and if you really think it's going to make a difference for your family.
But this is to the dad, not the mom.
Oh, I'm talking to the dads. I thought this was moms.
I already told you. I said, what would you say to other dads who are on the fence?
Yeah, okay, what did I say to other
But
dads?
that's good advice to a mom, because that was a different question. That's good advice to moms who, if you have, you know, if your husband is on the fence about, or, you know, co-parent, whatever, is on the fence about homeschooling, to be gracefully persistent is how he put it.
Yeah.
To be persistent but not annoying. And there is a difference, and if we're really honest with ourselves, I think we know that difference, and so that's a good point. But then for the dads, if you know, if one of these moms who has a co-parent or whatever, opposite of them parent, who is on the fence, and they actually get him to watch, what would you say to that dad on the fence?
I guess I would say like the results I've seen in my own children are very impressive, and the flexibility that we have is very convenient. And I don't feel like we're really sacrificing anything here. I don't feel like we're trading convenience or flexibility for education. So it seems like it's like a best of all deals at this point. And then also I just encourage you, to be able, this kind of goes to both parents, but to be able to give it a shot, right? Like if you do think it's going to be right, be willing to take it as a chance and realize that maybe it's not right for your family. Maybe you were too idealistic about it or something, or whatever reason these things don't go right. But both parties know going in, this is an experiment. We need to be flexible about it. And at the end of the day, trying to pursue what's the best option for your family and your children.
That's good. I think with that, I think some people are too afraid to jump in because they feel like they'll just get, like their kids will get lost. But I think we have to remember, especially, well, really at any age, but especially when your kids are younger, they're extremely resilient and like catch back up, and you're not going to do like tons of damage by if you're really earnestly trying, you know, obviously, but people who are watching this aren't going to be people who are not actually trying. Because people who aren't trying aren't going to watch. They don't care to do their best. I'm going to cut that part out. Okay.
I'm not sure I understand, but that's okay.
All right. Thanks for that advice. What is something you think... well, this is our last question. What is something you think is important to share pertaining to like homeschooling, or being a homeschooling family or homeschooling dads, like just on this topic that I didn't ask? What is something, if you could say anything, like is there anything you feel is important to share or helpful?
No. I don't
Okay.
can't think of anything.
All right. Well, that's anticlimactic.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, thank you for joining me. I know you are he doesn't really like he's just kind of uncomfortable about this, but thanks for joining. I think it helps people, and that's what's important.
True.
Even if it helps one person.
That's good. That's enough to make it worth it.
That is enough to make it worth it. So, all right. So if these questions have been helpful, then you can hit the like button. You can give us some comments. I really want to hear from you because I don't want this to be a one-sided conversation. I'd love to hear what you have to say. I think that that's so helpful to me and then to anybody else who might read the comments. If you have any other questions, let us know, and hit that subscribe button if these videos are helpful for you.